to the live knit along cast on party. I'm Amanda. I'm from Double Dutch Crafts, and I will be hosting this live cast on party tonight. And I'm also hosting the Cal for the knit along. You can also find me as Double Dutch Arts and Crafts. So I just wanted to go over the knit along for those who are just joining us and are curious about this crazy knit along for Thrummed Mittens. So it starts September 25th and it goes until November 25th. So 2 months long. It's on Ravelry, and I just thought it would be a really fun idea to have a live cast on party with a couple of guests that will be joining me in a minute. And so there'll be a live question and answer period. And the reason why I invited these guests is because they're professionals in what they do. And I'm hoping they'll help me answer some questions for the Thrummed Mitten pattern and the knit along and everything knitting and roving and supplies. So for my first guest tonight, I'd like to introduce you to Christine. She is the owner of Woolen Waves in Cumberland, BC. Her shop is located online, and you can find her at woolenwaves.ca. Christine is a huge supporter of the fiber arts community. She's a talented knitter and artist in all forms. I first met Christine at Stash Lounge in Calgary, Alberta, where we work together in retail, teaching, and more. So I'm happy that she could join us today. Please welcome Christine.
Hey everyone, holy moly. Hi, thanks for having me. This is so great. I'm so excited to get to know everyone a little bit. And thanks, Amanda, for hosting. This is so fun. I've really missed the knitting community since moving to a small town just over a year ago. So yeah, woolenwaves.com. You can also find us at yarn.ca if Woolen Waves is too hard to remember. Yeah, I'm really, really thrilled to be here. And I am a first-time thrummer, I'm not going to lie. But one of my co-workers has been knitting thrums for years and years and years. And when Amanda approached us and asked if we'd like to participate, I immediately said yes, and then called Erin and said, oh my God, what have I done? Can I... I don't know about you guys, but I suffer from like second anything syndrome. I've promised myself and I've made a commitment that I will make 2 mittens and they will both have thrums. So
Yay!
Very, very excited to be here. Yeah.
Good goals. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. All right, so our next guest that'll be joining us is Erin. She is our fiber guru. She is from Lily and Pine Fiber Arts in Calgary, Alberta. Erin is an indie dyer fiber artist who is known for creating unique and complex colors for spinning fiber and yarn. Her bright and beautiful colorways are inspired by the beach and travel. You can find her yarn and fiber at lilyandpine.com, along with her amazing curated Thrummed Mitten kits. So please welcome Erin. Hi, Erin.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much for having me, Amanda. I'm so happy to be here. I actually never made thrums myself, and I am so excited for this excuse to finally make a pair of Thrummed mitts, and I have so many questions for you today, too. So.
Okay, good. I love questions.
Hi, Christine.
I know you're a spinner, so I think making thrums would be really easy for a spinner, but I could be wrong. So
we'll find out, I guess. This will be an exciting experiment. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I feel like spinners know like the gauge of like a worsted weight yarn or whatever. So yeah, I think you'll be really good at it.
I definitely take over. Yeah. And I definitely think spinning, like learning how to construct yarn, gives you so much knowledge. Even if you never end up spinning, just knowing how yarn is constructed and put together gives you so much knowledge into how different projects are going to work out for you and how to choose yarn for your projects. And yeah, so I can nerd out about that as much as
Yeah, that's why I put you as my fiber guru. Hope you don't mind. Okay, so my next guest is our Thrummed Mitten expert, Jane. Jane is from Under the Elm Yarnery in Red Deer, Alberta. Jane is an avid knitter and exceptional gardener. Jane has knit my adult pattern and my kid pattern, Thrummed Mitten patterns. And I also taught her Thrummed Mitten workshop in Red Deer a couple years ago. And that was really fun. So you can find Under the Elm Yarnery at uteyarnery.com. And you can find her mobile yarn trailer around Red Deer and Alberta. So please welcome Jane. Hi, Jane.
Hey,
thanks for coming. Glad you could be here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Just
Thanks for calling me your expert here.
No pressure.
Yeah, I was just thinking this will be my fourth pair that I've made, and I feel like they get better as I go. Yeah, always excited to learn new tricks and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like when I taught your workshop in Red Deer, and you can attend because you were working the shop, but you picked it up without me even like guiding you or helping you. So I feel like you're an expert.
I got Christina to tell me how to do it because she took the class from you. So I was like, hey, tell me all the things now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Before I go on, I just want to let everyone know that I've linked everyone's shops and websites in the details below in the description. So if you're trying to figure out how to spell certain websites, it's all linked down below, so you can check those out. All right. So I'm going to introduce my last guest, and all right, so this is my pattern in Fiber Pro, Nicole. So Nicole is from Stash Knit Along. She is the yarn boss there. Nicole is a talented artist, knitter, and spinner. She writes her own knitting patterns and is a cross stitcher and plant hoarder. Nicole is representing Stash today, where you can find Thrummed Mitten kits that are curated by her, and the patterns as well that go with the kits. And that is at stashlounge.com. And you can find Nicole's personal Instagram, where you can find her patterns at Woolfield.Studio. So yeah, let's welcome Nicole.
Hi. I liked that intro.
That's a good one.
For a Boston plant hoarder, I will take it. There's only a couple behind me. It's fine.
We know that we know the truth, Nicole. We know the truth.
Yeah. I'm not showing you the truth. This is my first Thrummed Mittens experience, so I'm excited. I have owned a pair and appreciated them, but I have not made one. Yeah. I bought it in Newfoundland, so they were legit.
Nice. Yeah, well, you put together some really cool kits, like the colors and the yarn and the fiber. They all look great. So, yeah.
Kira helped. We got to give her some props.
Okay. Thanks, Kira. Okay, so as a knitwear designer and the host of this Cal, I wanted to host this live for just for fun and to knit and chat mittens, and yarn, fiber, and all our tools that we use. So for those who are still on the fence about joining our knit along, don't be afraid. We're here to help and answer your questions and relieve any stress you might have about thrumming or working with roving or knitting mittens on double pointed needles. So with that, I am going to start with Christine, our supplies and knitting expert, and she's going to she's going to go through her her kit, her Thrummed Mitten kit, her supplies, and everything she uses, and maybe share a tip or two along the way for knitting mittens and making thrums. So
yay, awesome. So I am using a yarn from Emily C. Gillies that we carry in the store, and it is a BFL worsted weight. So it is pure wool. BFL is one of my most favorite yarns to knit with. And this yarn is round and bouncy, and I think it's just going to really hold on to those thrums beautifully. The roving that I'm using is from Akari Yarns, and this one is a superwash roving, but I feel like because it's roving, it's unspun yarn, it's still going to felt. It's still going to, those fibers are going to join it. And it's gonna look at it. It's just like, hello, look at that. It's so beautiful. It's soft. Because I live in BC, I don't have the really, really cold weather. So I think these are gonna be perfect for the climate that I live in. Those who know me know I like my 9-inch circulars way more than our traditional DPNs. Don't hate on me. It's a personal preference. You do you, I'll do me. So I'm going to use my 9-inch circulars. I do understand and realize that I will have to use my DPNs when it comes to my thumb gusset and all that jazz. And I promise to do 2 of those, not just one. So this is, I promise, I've said it publicly. I've said it out loud. The world now is going to hold me accountable. My notions are aplenty. So this is filled with a bunch of different things. My personal favorites are the little cat-shaped ones. Oh, that's not a cat, it's a hexagon. The cat-shaped ones from Firefly Nose, as well as the locking stitch markers, the opening ones from Coco Knit. So I'll probably use a mix of those. And my project bag is going to be my new butt bag. That we just got in today. So awesome. This is going to hold, look at how big it is. It's bigger than my head. So this is going to hold my thrum, my yarn, my 9-inch circulars, and my backup DPNs, and then my tin of stitch markers and notions. So I think I'm set, you guys. What do you think? I don't know. I think I'm set. My pro tip is to have, so I've heard that you need someone that is gonna make thrums for you, because that can really slow you down, is you need someone who's committed to making your thrum bits. So John Landry, my husband, he's gonna be doing that. He doesn't know it yet, but he's just been voluntold to make the thrums. And while in between that, he is also responsible for filling up my glass of rosé. So those are my tips. Have a wine person and a thrum person, and you cannot go wrong, and you'll make 2 mittens.
All right. So Thrummed Mitten Sherpa help you up that thrum mountain. Nice.
I feel like I'm set for success, you guys. I'm ready to roll. I got this.
Okay. I love it. I love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm curious to see how those 9-inch circs work. I've never used circular needles, so I'm curious to see.
Well, I don't know. You know me, I'm a rule breaker.
I love them for socks.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. And they're the Chagus, so they're sharp. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My hands are too big. I can't use them.
No?
I feel like a giant with these tiny little tips and man hands.
I have man hands too, but I make
They're the longest arms in all the land. So, I mean, Nicole, you know how long my arms are.
Stretchy.
Okay. All right, Erin, you're up next. Our fiber guru.
Hooray. I am so excited. I've never made Thrummed mitts before, like I said, and I've been wanting to for so long. I had a friend who taught me how to knit, who showed me her Thrummed mitts, and they're magical. They're so fuzzy and warm, and I'm so excited to finally have a pair of my own. So I've actually had my kit. It's one of a kit that I stole from my shop last year, and I've been holding it for a really long time. I'm lucky that way. I can stick it myself. It's fine. So I'm using a skein of my Aspen worsted in Under the Sea. It's a really pretty mint green, and it's going to go great with my wool, my gray wool coat. So I'm really excited for that. And then the fiber that I'm using is a pastel rainbow, because rainbows.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of it's actually like neon pink, but I use like hardly any color in it. And same with this, it's normally like a super intense yellow, and I used just a drop of the color when I was dyeing. And the same with the blue, super intense aqua, and I used just a drop just to make it super pale. So I'm going to use that together, and I'm really excited. And I've been
pretty
slowly trying to make thrums, and I will ask if I'm on the right track. I don't know. We're going to find out. It's going to be.
Those look really good. Holy.
You're further ahead than I am.
And I am I love DPNs. I'm a massive sock knitter. It's my favorite thing to knit. And so I always knit those on DPN. So I have my Knitter's Pride, what you asked for, the 3.5 millimeter needle. I always go by the pattern, and then for my next pair, I'll tinker with it and see if I need to adjust my gauge. I never knit a gauge swatch for small projects, because knits will, unless they end up like super, super tiny, they'll be fine. And I will make another pair, and because the pattern when I was going through it is so well written, so it'll be super easy to make another pair, I think, and just bang them out. And if I need to adjust gauge, I will at that point. And the project bag I'm using is actually one of yours, Amanda.
Oh, cute.
My kids
I love
gave
that
me,
one.
yeah, I love them. I have a couple of them. My kids gave them to me for Christmas a couple of years ago. They popped in the stocking. They're such a perfect stocking
Cute.
stuff. They're great.
Good.
Your little project can kind of stick at the top, and it's adorable, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm using. And
Okay.
I am the world's laziest knitter. So I'm so lazy. If I can't knit and watch TV, then I'm not going to do it. Just my life these days.
Yeah.
So I don't.
What do you watch?
Oh, right. We started AT Bio. Have you seen that?
What is it?
AT Bio on Netflix.
Oh.
It's so funny. It's really, really funny. If you're looking for a new comedy, it's really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Little dark.
Good to know.
Really good.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
so I don't use stitch markers. I rarely count my rows, but what I do is after I finish
You just go rogue. I love it.
Nice.
but when I finish like
Watch
one
it.
knit or one sock, I'll count all the rows, and I'll make a little note on my pattern, and that will be my, because I man hands. So I always have to make my knits longer than the pattern says. So I'll make a little note, and so it's easier to bang out the second mitt if I'm not counting rows all the time, because I know what I did on the first one and constantly try them on. And so that's my little trick.
Okay, good. Thank you. Love it. All right, so next is our Pattern and Fiber Pro, Nicole.
Hi.
Nicole,
Okay. All right. So I'm a Thrum newbie too. So I went with the yarn that Amanda recommends, and also the yarn that we use in class that Amanda actually teaches at Stash, because I was like, I'm just gonna stick to this. I'm just using Cascade 220, just the original worsted, because non-superwash, and it's cheap, so if I really bomb, it's fine. And it has a good color combo. It's a solid workhorse. I do love this yarn, so happy to use it. And then I'm using this big old bump of fiber from Dubbele, which I think are like a Alberta little small business. It's merino, it's pink. I'm into it. And then I am also a 9-inch circular like lover, but I did pick up the DPNs to be super legit. I went with like the full class supply list. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Use some carbons and try them out. But I do have my little guys handy in case I give up. Yeah. Solidarity. I use for stitch markers, nothing exciting. I don't even know if I just lost it or not, but I just use those little bulb safety pins. That's my shit. Sorry, I swore on the fire. What's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen?
So I just use those little bulbs. I like them. They'll clip, they'll unclip. It's good. And when I lose them, I don't feel sad because they are also cheap. And then my project bag is this little bagoo from work that is also my purse and my lunch bag because I am lazy, but also like just practical.
It's
One and
practical. Yeah.
That's what I'll say. Not that I'm a hot mess and it's just everything in there.
Oh my God, I love you guys.
I know, I miss you. My pro tip, my unofficial pro tip, because I've never actually made Thrummed Mittens, is that if your thrums are ugly, I feel like that's okay because they're just gonna be on the inside. They're gonna felt up. They're gonna feel good regardless. So it's okay if you have some like sad looking thrums. I'm telling myself that.
Great life metaphor right there, right? It's a little messy on the outside. It's gonna be fuzzy and awesome.
So like
Right?
this is too thick, right?
Like slightly. I wish you could have seen one of my staff, Heather, made Thrummed Mittens in the class, and she made the thrums so big. It was like a gauntlet. Like we could knock someone out with that mitten. It was incredible. She's like, I need another pack of fiber. Amazing. I'm aiming to like be able to fit my hand in it. No shade to Heather. She's a way better knitter than I am. Just real beefy thumbs. I
got a question here from a viewer. What brand of 9-inch circulars?
Chagu.
Yeah.
They're nice and sharp. Like I've tried the others, and because I'm at my chaotic desk, I like have them here. But like I don't know, I find like because they're so awkward and small, like the bamboo like is so sticky, it just doesn't like flow as easily when you're like literally knitting like this, right? Like
yeah. It's true. And to that point too is the Chiagu are just, the tips are actually just a little bit longer. So you actually have a little bit more to work with than some of the other brands. Yeah.
And like they're almost all the same price. So you might as well get like the ones with the best cord.
Yeah, exactly.
Humble opinion.
I concur.
Yeah, they have the greatest cords that I've knit with. I love them for Magic Loop and yeah, they're great.
Yeah. No memory.
Worth the investment.
Just like me.
Yeah. Me too. Same.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Nicole. So up next is our Thrummed Mitten expert, Jane. Jane, let's see what your mittens.
Okay, so I'm actually making a pair for my daughter this time, who's 5. And so I'm just kind of using leftover bits of things. So I have Cascade 220. It's like a mineral blue.
Pretty.
Very pretty.
It's very nice. And then for my roving, I'm using 2 leftover bits of Lily and Pine. It's like fangirling over here. So I've got the blue and the purple and the cream. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna like do random things or if I'm gonna do stripes. I don't know yet. I guess it depends how much I get out of this. And I too have a little case here from Amanda. I find like they're so handy. Like I don't have to worry about it falling off when I put it away somewhere. So that's great.
Stitches coming off the end. My stitches always come off the end of my needles, and it helps with that, eh?
Yeah.
So was that just like a little DPN pouch? Like you just tuck the.
So you put the needles in there, and then you're
Right, I've got one with my socks here. Sorry, Christine, you're not part of this club.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so just like
Wow, I feel left out. Thanks,
exactly right in the middle.
Whatever, I got my big fanny pack.
You got fanny pack.
For stitch markers, I keep it pretty simple. I usually might put something fancy to kind of mark the beginning, but then I just use like the little light bulbs. And I'm a DPN person for the mittens. So I've got the Knitter's Pride, and I'm guessing my tip would be like I started following a bunch of like knitting, crafting, like physiotherapist maker people because I do have tendonitis issues that I've had for a very long time. And one of the tips that I really like from them is to work with a pillow on your lap. So you can just rest your hands or your arms on there and you're not holding them up. And I found that really helpful.
That's a really good tip.
It's a legit tip, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like finding a pillow right now.
I'm like, I don't know if I have one.
I'm sitting on mine, so too late. My chair's not good. Not ergonomic.
Depending on the size of your thrums, maybe you might need a pillow.
Yeah.
Mittens are pretty light.
Hold them up.
Oh, it's when you get into those giant 7-skein shawls that you're lugging this thing around.
Yeah.
Last couple of rows in.
Well, the blanket you just made, I bet you that was just like 50 by the end.
That was a big boy.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
It's my own weighted blanket, actually.
Definitely. Oh my gosh.
All right, I'll go through mine. So I had a Thrummed Mitten custom order, so that's what I'm working on now. So that's what I held up. That's my little case holding my needles in. I'm using a mixture of roving because I didn't have enough of the original stuff I had. So it's called West Coast Color Fiber. I bought that a few years ago and it just worked with the stuff that I had from before. So that's what I'm using for the fiber. And then of course I'm using the Cascade 220 for the yarn. And then I always keep my Thrums in a plastic bag. And then I put that inside my project bag. So I have like 20 bags. And I always have like a paper copy of the pattern in my knitting bag, just in case the power goes out. And just kidding, but you never know. Or if I'm like on the road, sometimes I don't want to look at a phone when I'm like in the car. So I always have like a paper copy. And then I'm using the Knitter's Pride wooden needles, the 6-inch or the 5-inch.
You're using a dream?
Dream.
Green. I love double pointed needles. I've tried to use the circulars, the long ones and the short ones, and I like Erin said, like man hands. Like I can't handle the tiny. I need something to
hold your pinkies out like this.
You kind of do, yeah.
And then
totally
they get
do.
like cramped.
Yeah.
I feel like they get all crampy.
Like you're
so I don't
drinking
like
tea.
I need something to hold on to. And then for like marking the thumb gusset, I use these like just the little round ones. And then for the top, shaping the top of the mitten, I use the little locking stitch markers. And I just got another custom order for kid mittens. So I'll probably be casting those on when the cal starts. So she asked for pink and either rainbow, or her favorite colors are purple and blue. So I'm going to use this as the base. So Cascade 220. It's like a coral color. And then I'm using Lilium Pine. I just have a bit left of this one.
Cute.
So pretty.
Not sure the colorway on that one, but it's got like the blue and the turquoise, purple in there. And then I'm going to pair it with just some random rovings I found in my stash, so to beef them up, because I don't know if this will be enough for one pair of kid mittens. So, and yeah, so that's my little what I used when I knit my mittens, and what I'll be casting on with is the little kid mittens. And I'll probably be casting on a couple more during the cal. And I had my eye on this roving. I'm gonna pair it with like a dark gray, and then this one.
Yes.
I got this one from Wool on Waves.
I have this. That was the sparkle in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sparkle, and then this one I got at Stash. It's the exclusive colorway.
So pretty, that one.
Yeah.
Erin can do no wrong.
I know, right?
No.
I was like, just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's gonna be perfect.
We're all sitting in the garbage right now. Some ones that fell apart yesterday.
Oh.
Oh.
No tears tonight, Erin. No tears.
They're always making more. They're literally growing more right now.
Literally. Yeah.
Literally right now. So we're good. Yeah. Don't cry over ruined fiber.
Someone just said, no joke. I have a paper copy for that reason. And when the power went out for 5 hours, I could still knit using a headlamp.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm on to something there. Okay.
You know, I always knit from a printed pattern, and I don't know if it's because, like, from a paper pattern, I don't know if it's because I'm old, or if, like, I don't know. I prefer it. Like, I like to highlight stuff, and I write little notes, and I don't know. I prefer a printed pattern. Just call me old school.
Yeah, even though it's my pattern and I have it like pretty much memorized,
right?
I still go through on my paper copy and I mark things on it. I'm like, this doesn't look right. You should adjust this and then update the pattern.
You should do.
I always find little mistakes and like little like indents or weird typing things. So fix this for next time.
Good. So I'm not alone in my printing of patterns.
Oh no.
I always start with a printed one, and then somewhere down the line it disappears, and then I'm on my phone. But I usually at least print it for like a sweater for like the yoke or like the hard part, and then I'm like, I'll just wing the body. It's fine.
It's fine.
Oh,
I can. I need it there, and I'm like, it's the only time I follow the rules is when I'm knitting.
Unless you have to swatch.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
some rules. Okay.
I've lost my paper patterns so many times that now I keep it on my phone, but I still write notes with my finger. You know, you pick up the pencil, and so I've got this giant like 34 rows written across the color. I'll never forget that. It's great.
Never forget it.
Yeah. Oh, I know how many rows I need.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go over the cal details for all those who are still curious about what's going on here. We have 16 people watching us. Woo!
Ooh.
We're fans.
You're so fancy.
So the date of the knit along is September 25th to November 25th, 2 months to knit up some mittens. You're going to sign, if you want to join, sign up in the Ravelry thread. It's all linked below in the description. If you want to sign up, you have to sign up in the Ravelry thread so I can make my official list and just kind of check on everyone and make sure everyone's doing good and if they have questions and whatnot. So I like to kind of keep it all in that thread so that I can kind of keep track of everything. And yes, so all you need to do to sign up is just post a picture of your supplies and then or link your project page into the thread so that I can see your supplies or your progress of knitting the mittens. And then you're going to knit one of two of my patterns, either the classic Thrummed Mitten or the kids classic Thrummed Mitten. So there's two of them you can choose from. And so the purpose is to knit for your family, your friends, for holiday gifts, birthday gifts, whatever you want, or you can knit them all for yourself, a pair for every day of the week. The point of this knit along is to learn something new, have fun, and maybe meet some new knitting friends. So, and then that's the point of this party too, is to have some fun and just ask some questions if you have any about the knit along. And then for fun, we're also going to have some prizes. So for each pair you knit and post in the finished object thread, you have one chance of winning a prize. So every pair of mittens you knit is one entry into winning our 5 prizes that we have. So they don't have to be like, I'm not going to be like judging them by like color or if they're knitted right or wrong. It's just get a pair of mittens done, thumbs included, and into.
I feel called out. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then post those in the FO thread, and then that's your one entry into winning one of the 5 prizes. And then the prizes are donated by our awesome sponsors who are joining me today. So I was wondering if you guys would be, if you know what the prize is that you're donating, and if you're willing to share details on the prize, or if you would like to keep it a secret. Christine, you can say pass.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So we are donating a $50 gift card or online gift card to our shop. Obviously no expiry. You can use it on anything in the store. And yeah, we're just really happy to be playing with you guys because this is so much fun. That's the one thing about being an online store is I don't have the in-person interactions that I clearly really need. So thanks for asking us to participate in your knit along, Amanda. We're really happy to be here. So $50, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support. I appreciate it.
Of course, definitely.
Erin?
So I am going to be donating 2 Thrummed Mitt kits with my Aspen braided and the braided fiber. The colors are yet to be determined, but I've been waiting to see which ones have been kind of flying off the shelves, and those are the ones I'm going to recreate and
nice.
You're out to 2 lucky winners. And so if you did knit for your friends and family and you didn't make one for yourself, then hopefully you'll make one for yourself with these kits because you deserve it. You all deserve fingers. So.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, Erin. Appreciate that.
Pleasure.
2.
Oh,
I wish I could win.
I know, me too. Like, wait, really? Like, John, can you participate in this?
I was just going to say, ask John to enter.
It kind of is.
Kind of is.
Fake identity.
Yeah, totally. Make one of the dogs.
Absolutely.
Benjamin's a really good knitter now, don't you know?
Oh.
He doesn't let those lack of confidence in his way. He makes it work.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicole, do you know what you're donating, or
we are gonna give away one of the like exclusive kits we made with that Lilium Pine braid and Brooklyn Tweed tones. So extra fancy.
So
nice. They're really fun together.
That Brooklyn Tweed tones is gorgeous.
That looks amazing.
You need some. It's so beautiful.
I need some in my life.
It's so nice, and the colors are incredible, and like really outside of their like usual palette, but like still work. I love it. So little kit with Erin's exclusive braid and some tones.
Gorgeous.
Nice. Thank you, Stash. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. Anytime, my friend.
Support. Thank you for the support and putting all those kits together. That was awesome.
Yeah, we're always happy to do them. People love a good kit.
Oh,
Christine and I know this.
Who doesn't? I love kits.
And Christine and I are real good at making kits.
We're really good at kits.
Really good at our jobs.
We were like a pretty great team, let me tell you.
I know, it's true.
Yeah. And Jane?
Yeah, so we're
care to share?
Yeah, we're donating a $40 gift card to our shop. Same with the no expiry and all that fun stuff, anything in store. And also wanted to plug in that we are also hosting a make along right now, knit and crochet. And if you want to double enter your Thrummed Mittens into ours, it's running till November 15th, and you're totally welcome to do that. And there's prizes there too, so even more chance to get in, right? So if you can find us on Instagram, and I have all the details there. There's a way to enter on Instagram, on Facebook, and Ravelry, depending what medium you want to use. So
amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for that donation.
Wow, those are some great prizes, you guys.
Yeah, awesome prizes. I want to enter too.
No.
There's a question here for fiber. For the roving, I have 22 micron superwash merino. Would that work? Erin, do you know what she's referring to as the 22 micron?
So the 22 micron refers, all right, microns.
That's a no.
So it's your time to shine.
The higher the number in the microns in your fiber means the more coarse it's going to be. So the smaller it is, the thinner, the softer it's going to be. You're looking at like a 22. That's a pretty standard for merino, because merino is a really soft fiber, and I would think that would make a really good thrum for the micron count, because it has a little bit more strength than with this like a 19 or an 18, because that fiber is going to be so thin that it's going to break on you really easily. It'll felt really easily, which is what you want your thrums to do on the inside of your mitt eventually, is you want them to felt together. So my only concern is with the superwash. I would be afraid that the superwash wouldn't felt, depending on how much it's been treated. So, and it might be a little too fly away, because merino is so slippery. It might be a bit fly away, and your thrums aren't going to stay intact the way you want them to. You can experiment, and if it for first couple of rows and it seems like they're kind of flying away on you, maybe like abandon it and go for the BFL that you said you have, because BFL will felt, just not as soft as merino is. But if it's working well, then go for it, because break the rules. Why not do it?
Yeah. Can I speak to that a little bit too? Like the superwash that I have, because I'm using a superwash merino, and it does have a bit of nylon in it to give it a little bit of that strength. So it's not going like I'm just playing with it right now, and it's already starting to felt. So I think I don't know. I think it's gonna. I think for what because I'm using again to Heather. I think that's her name here. I can see the comment. Yeah, like Erin, you're the pro when it comes to fibers and stuff. But I just feel like with mine here, it's a blend. It's like an 80-20 or 90-10 or something, and it seems to be like it's pretty good, but it is already starting to felt in my hand. So I think we're okay for that one.
And
yeah.
that's
There's like
really
different
good
variances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really good test because if you're like the oils from your hand, and especially if your hands get a little sweaty and hot, if it starts to felt your fibers right away, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. But if it, I know the superwash merino that I stock, it's super fly away and it will not stick together. Like I beat that stuff up and I put really intense colors on it.
You're like, I've done things to that fiber.
Nice.
But it doesn't felt, right? And so it's perfect for like socks. If you're a sock knitter, it's amazing. But for Thrums, I'd be so worried that it would just fly out of your mitts and it wouldn't stay where you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But play around, because I'm all for understanding what the rules are and then breaking them to make them work for your own projects. Yeah, do it all the time. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I used your bats, your artist's fiber bats, and they had like streaks of like maybe silk and stuff in them, but I would just pick them out and just use the fiber. So I have like a stash of silk somewhere. But yeah. I've also used like the 2080 like and it felted fine in like in your braids and like different other people's braids too. So I found like no problem as long as it's like the merino count is more than the other fibers, then it felt pretty good. So
and merino then felts really easily. Like it's hard to deal with because it felt so easily. And so a lot of spinners are scared of it because it can get really sticky. So perfect for our needs and for felters too. So
yeah. So she's asking, so should I just roll it around in my hands and see if it will felt?
Yeah. And even get a little bit wet.
Yeah. What I do is like I blow hot air onto it and then roll it, and then I can feel like it felting, and then that's where I insert the thrum into my mitten, like where it's been felted a little. And that also helps with like the outside, because if you use like a really light color and a dark thrum, you get like the fluffs that just like contrast and then they show up really well. So that helps with that. It's just like I just blow a little bit on there and then give it a little twist, and that helps keep the fluffs from fluffing up.
I'm totally
felt it. Yeah, like right now it's already starting to felt. And I'm just like
there are two things that will felt your fiber: heat or three things: heat, agitation, and water. I felt like Spanish Inquisition right there. Three things.
So yeah, basically what your hands are inside of mitts, like your hands are warm, and then you're using the mitts walking, so it's like agitation, and then they get warm and start sweating, so there's your moisture.
And if it rains or it snows or whatever, right?
Right. Yeah, just play around. Like when I first saw I like Googled like roving or whatever, and like the first thing that came up was like Thrummed Mittens, and then they were like, there's just these little tufts is a picture, and they're just like these little tufts on the counter wherever she was knitting, and I was like, what is that? And like, I had to research, and I like looked everywhere. At that time it was like really hard to find roving. Or anything like that. Like felting wasn't really a thing yet.
Spinning and felting are having like a big moment. So
big research.
I feel like we're rich in fiber right now.
Yeah.
There's amazing dyers, amazing stuff. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are using it in their weaving as well.
Yes.
Megan Borg, you guys should all follow her. I'm sure all you guys do, but the folks watching Secret Wool Society, she does awesome things with roving and her weaving.
Yeah, she does.
Mhm.
Oh, her clouds that she makes.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Yeah.
They're so good. Or like the beasts, like with, you know, like the big fluffy ones. Yeah. So good.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
So good. So can I ask a question about the thrum itself?
Yeah.
Because I'm a noob, right? I've never done this before. And how long, and I didn't watch the video because, you know, just being truthful here. How long should my piece of roving be in order for it to be long enough to be a thrum?
How long? So I say in my classes like 9 to 10 inches long. And you want it kind of like thin. So when you make your thrum, you kind of like pull it apart. So it's like, yeah, about 9 to 10 inches. And then you're going to fold one side in, and then you're going to fold the other side on top. So it's like a trifold.
Okay.
And then you're going to give it a twist in the middle so that the finished thrum should be about 2.5 to 3 inches.
Okay.
So I'm looking at yours, and now I'm wondering about the thickness of them. So when I squeeze it in the middle and do the little roll, I did watch your video.
Keener.
No, I can't think of that.
Keener.
When I finish it and I do a little roll, you had mentioned in the video that you want it to be about the same size as the yarn that you're using. So is that the pinch when it's like really, if I was to spin this and it's all, you know, it's all twisted, that's the size that I want it to be? Or do I want it to be a little like thicker, or will it poof up when I knit with it?
Yeah, like when you're rolling it in your fingers, like the smallest, like tightest feeling that you get is like the same kind of weight as like a worsted weight yarn.
Okay.
Or what I compare it to is a bulk, like when you look at it like a bulky, like a super bulky yarn.
Yeah.
I don't have a super bulky with me, but yeah, like the same like fluffiness as a super bulky weight yarn.
Okay. Okay.
This is another comparison. But yeah, it can be a little thicker than a worsted weight, I think.
Okay.
You don't want to go too thin because then it's just going to come apart.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I think all the ones that I've made this hour are probably too thin then.
I think this is too thick. Yeah, it's too thick. Okay.
And also what I teach in my class is when you're first making thrums, you make about 10 to 20. And then you knit them into your mittens. If you want to do a swatch, this would also be a good time to test out your thrums. So when you do a swatch, you kind of figure out like how thick you want your thrums.
Okay.
And then so we don't have time to gauge in class. So we usually just go right into the mitten and start knitting. So they'll find like the first part of the mitt with the thrums will be like either too bulky or too thin, and then they'll adjust as they go through. So I don't know if you want to gauge such.
Nope.
At this point, you seem to like just wing it, so I think it'll be fine.
I like to knit dangerously.
I love it.
Living on the edge.
Yeah.
Wild and crazy.
Living on the edge.
Wild and crazy Thursday night, you know.
One thing that I've found helpful when making the thrums is I try to keep one, like I'll make a bunch and then I'll knit, but I'll keep one. And then when I start the next batch, I'll kind of refer back to it so that they kind of stay a little bit consistent.
That's a good
That's a good idea.
Because otherwise they can just grow or shrink exponentially.
Yeah.
Depending on how many sips of rosé you've had. Okay. Oh, that's just me. Okay.
You're not alone. Yeah, that's a good tip.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty surprised that we need 360 thrums. I had no idea how much went into these mittens. I've made like this many and they're probably all terrible. So I was like, I'm gonna stop now.
I have this many.
I have
We were knitting. I'm disgusting them now.
John's gonna be so pissed when he realizes this is gonna be what he has to do in the car while I drive to Victoria tomorrow.
What he gets for not driving.
Oh my God.
That was one of the questions that was asked is, how many thrums should I make to start? And well, I guess Jane could answer that because she's knitted mittens before. How many do you make to start, or do you make them all?
I usually make enough for, like, I make them in sets of 10, I think, or like, it depends on the row how many they need, but I'll make enough for a couple rows. But this one I'm probably going to make them all ahead of time because I am mixing colors and I want to lay out how I want them to go and not run out.
Mm.
So if there was all the same color, then I'd probably just do a couple rows at a time. But because I'm mixing, I'll just probably do them all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because I am mixing as well, I had to make them all beforehand. So I made all of them and then I grouped them into packs of 10. So I just used 9 and then tied with the 10th thrum. So these are all packs of 10. And then after I get up to, I usually make about 18 packs of 10 per mitten. And then I have enough for the thumb and the top. And if I'm making like multicolored mittens, then I have to kind of do some math and figure it out. But it's like a kind of a game. I have 4 colors, so I have to like have 4 colors, and then how many colors is that per mitten, and then I have to figure out how many colors for the 2 mitts, and then so I make all mine before, so it's all the pattern of the colors is all laid out and everything's organized and ready, and I'm not second guessing myself when I get to like halfway through the mitten, I'm like, shoot, I ran out of green. I have to recount and stuff. But when I teach the Thrummed Mitten classes, we started with 20 thrums just to get through the first 2 rows and get familiar with the technique of adding thrums to your mittens. So depending on who you and your knitting style, I'd say if you want to go ahead and make them all, do it, and then you have them. And you can just plow through and get through your mitten, or just make a couple at a time.
Because I think in color, when you are making mitts with multiple colors, how do you like to lay them out? What do you think looks best from your experience?
If it's like a braid like this, I'll just pull whatever color comes out next. I don't really like have a pattern for something like this. Okay. But if I was knitting like just a solid color, if I had like 4 different colors, then I would plan it out and then kind of like lay out my color combo, like how I want the sequence to go. If it's like an ombre, then I lay it out, and then I'll just make. So if there's like 4 rows of green, then I'll do 40 green little bundles. Okay. So I guess it depends on like the pattern of your thrums and what you want your mitten to look like.
Okay. And you've done it a bunch of different ways and you've been happy with everything?
Yeah.
Like maybe 1 round in one color and another round in another color, or like 3 rounds in one color, or Yeah,
or even just a mix. So I'll make So if I have 14 rows of thrums, then I'll make that many thrums, and then I'll just toss them all together and then just pull them and make like my 10, make sure like they're all like kind of, they're not just all green.
Okay.
And I'll make sure I have like a green, a purple, a blue, green, a purple, a blue, and then so that they're evenly distributed throughout that mitten.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Another question I had from Instagram is, can you use circular needles? So we kind of went through that already. I've heard of people using circulars, like the longer cord, and then when they get to their thumb gusset, they just knit past it. So it's still on the cord.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
just buy it. I've never tried it, but that sounds like it would work. So yeah, circular needles, short or long, and then double pointed needles you can use.
Yeah, if one customer has done it with the magic loop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says it works fine.
Good. I'll have to try it one time just so I can say I did it and it worked. This is how.
You live to tell the tale.
Yeah. So for another question was, can I still sign up, and are there still kits available? So I know, Erin, you just added some a couple days ago. Do you still have some in stock?
I do. I have about 10 kits left in a variety of different colors. Yeah, and they're all in the shop and ready to ship tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got kits as well. We added a bunch more because the first batch like disappeared, so we've got some too for peeps who need them.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll let them know then.
I'm out. I added our first batch and then our second batch, and now
Now you have no more fiber.
I have no more fiber.
I have no more fiber either. My supplier just can't get me anymore.
I know, right? So annoying.
Poor Erin.
I'm working on it.
No, it's all good.
I'll just have to plan for more next time.
I know. We'll have to plan ahead for next year. Hey, Jane?
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as this is done.
I thought I gave you enough notice with like, it was like
2 months. You did, you did good.
We weren't ready.
I was like, oh, I got tons in stock. I'll just use what I have.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good thing to know though, because I wasn't sure.
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love that there's tons of thrummers out there ready to roll.
Super grateful and so excited to see all these mitts.
Yeah,
So,
me too. I'm pumped.
Yeah. And apparently like multiple pairs per person knitting.
Right?
I bought like 5 kits.
Yeah, I'm excited for these people. Like, I'm like, go, you guys, go. Thrum.
Yeah.
Thrum these.
Go free, go forth and thrum.
Yeah, like I'm inspired by you people, whoever you are making multiple pairs. I'm like promising to do 2, like a pair.
1 pair.
One pair, 2 mittens. Yeah. Before summer. Like
yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like to get everyone excited while it's still like smoking hot outside. And you don't even want to think about winter.
Yeah.
Enjoying your summer.
But it's coming.
I was surprised, like when I did the early bird in September, it was like the end of August or something, and I was like, holy, I went on a camping trip and I came back and like my email like exploded, and I was like, what? What's happening? Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it's like September 1st hit and everyone's like, I need to knit all the things.
Yeah.
Or is that just me? I don't know. I just feel like I all of a sudden need to knit everything. I'm kind of freaking out.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's so many good patterns out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we didn't have many questions in the comments section, so and we answered everything that I had written down
Great.
beforehand. So I think we're all good. So
Awesome.
I'm just gonna wrap up this party. I think it's been almost an hour. I wasn't expecting to talk so long.
Do you even know us, Amanda?
I know, right? Can you imagine if it wasn't scheduled and I didn't have an agenda?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I know. Well, I hope we had about 16 people watching us tonight,
That's great.
but I'll post it so that people can rewatch, and you can also share it. So I'll make a shareable link. So if anyone asks about the cowl or has any questions, they're all in the video here tonight. So in our party.
And I'm
So
sure any of
everyone-
us would be happy to answer questions on Instagram and stuff too. People have them.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, one question that I had a couple times was, is it cheating to start making thrums beforehand?
No.
Like before the actual start date?
No.
No.
Okay, that's what I told them.
I have 2 little mustachios made.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'd say like go ahead and make them because
Then you can just start knitting when it gets to the 25th.
Yeah. You're
Awesome.
welcome, Eggs. Yeah, I hope everyone will finish their mittens. You have 2 months.
So that's 1 mitten a month.
Yeah.
You
Is
got
that ample?
Do it.
Was that
Stunning.
ample enough time?
Yeah.
I don't know. 'Cause
Maybe do one of us.
I did a mitten in a day, so I just I don't know.
Show
Do you
off.
really? You like
Wow.
Who's
probably
got
knit them in your
orders?
sleep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just because I feel bad. Like when I get a custom order, I feel like I have to get it done and finished, and because they're waiting,
Right.
and then I have to make the thrums before and the shipping and all that stuff. And then sometimes I don't even have the supplies. I have to go and get or order it. So
Right.
I
You're
start
amazing. Amazing.
just one mitten, not like a pair. Just one mitten.
Yeah, bring it up. Right? One a month sounds
Imagine.
doable. We can do one a month.
Yeah, 1 a month. When you put it like that, I feel like that is a goal I can accomplish.
Yes. Yeah, I can do one a month. Yeah.
Knock on wood.
I got another tip for anyone
Yes.
Yes.
cares to know. When I knit my mittens, I knit the whole mitt and then I leave the thumbs for last. So I'll finish the whole mitt to the top and then I'll start my second. And then when they're done, I'll do the thumbs. Just because I remember like for the mitten body, there's a certain length the custom order will ask for. So then I know I'll remember from the first mitt how long to go for the second, and then the same for the thumbs when I get to the thumbs. So that's just my way of doing it. But like if you want to do one whole mitten at once, go for it. But that was a tip that something that I learned along the way from making hundreds of Thrummed Mittens. So.
Yeah, she's the pro. We should listen.
Right. I bow to you. I believe everything you say.
Do it my way. Just kidding.
Amazing.
I know some people have knit just like plain mittens, so I don't know how they do their thumbs. If they just
I
save
feel like
them
I
for
do
last.
it at the end of the mitten. Like I'll do the mitten and then the thumb.
Yeah.
And then do the
Yeah.
other mitten.
Yeah. And with my pattern, the thumb, like the mitten is the same. So for right or
Oh,
left.
nice.
Yeah.
No right or left.
Yeah. So you're basically just knitting another right or left.
Right.
So,
And that way too, like it would theoretically felt evenly, so you don't
Yeah.
have like a lumpy. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want lumpy knits.
Lumps on top of your lumps. We don't want that.
No.
Oh, dear. All right.
Thanks, guys, for joining me tonight in this
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks so much.
first time hosting this, and I'm glad it went well and you guys could all be here. Thanks for supporting my knit along.
You
I
betcha.
can't wait to see your mittens as well as everyone else's. So
Pressure's on.
yeah.
No, I will not let you down.
Okay. And if you have questions, just let me know.
All right. Thanks so much, you guys. It was great to see everybody.
Yeah, it was so great. Thanks
Yeah,
everyone
you
for joining too. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.